So, Whiskey Jason here, Whiskey Live Dublin 2022, and today I have who? In front of the camera?
My name is Kyle Miller.
And I'm Terry.
Very good. From?
Copeland Distillery.
Hey, so where are you located?
Donaghadee, County Down.
Hey, very good. And tell me a little bit about the history.
So the distillery was set up by the owner, Gareth Irvine. The distillery opened in 2019.
Yep.
Since then, pretty much a bulk of our sales is all gin. It was the foundation for building the whiskey distillery itself.
Yep.
We've been putting down whiskey since 2019.
Yep.
Due to mature, in end of 2024 or 2024.
Yep.
And that's going to be 5 years old. Hopefully due for release in 2025.
Excellent.
We've got 4 new make spirits. We've got a
you have the.
We've got a pot still.
Tell us about the new make spirits, please.
Sorry, am I getting?
No, you're doing great.
Sorry. So we do a pot still, we do a single malt, we do a peated malt, and a chocolate malt.
Oh, okay.
And amongst all that, we've been casking it in just about any cask that we kind of want to. So it should make for a real good array of
very good. So at the moment, you don't have source whiskey, or do you, that you can actually create a distribution network with?
Yeah. So currently we have our Merchant's Key, which is produced by us. Or just for us, sorry, by GND.
Yep.
So there's 3 different whiskies in there, 4 different casks. It's majority made up of a grain whiskey, which is aged in a virgin cask, then it's moved over to a recharred bourbon. There's also a double distilled malt, which is aged in a bourbon cask, and then finally there is a triple distilled malt, which is in a sherry cask.
So you worked closely with Brian Watts to create something like this?
Yeah, so we released this whiskey, I think about a year and a half ago, thereabouts. And it's hopefully going to tie us over until our own stuff's ready to go.
Excellent. Now, distribution, you're in Ireland. Where else can we buy this whiskey at the moment?
Yeah, so we're obviously in Ireland, we're over the UK, we're making big headway now in the south of Ireland as well.
Okay.
All of our stuff's available through all kind of classic drinks, huge distributor down south for retail.
Yeah.
So that's
but I have not seen in Germany or France or Netherlands or the US.
We just shipped a pallet to Sweden.
Hey, so, okay, Sweden.
Yeah.
Very good.
Hopefully going into the US very soon.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much. I mean, there's a lot of stuff waiting in the wings.
Right.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be a lot of different places in a very short time from now.
Very, very good. Now, talk about your chocolate malt. What's so special about that? We know single malt, we know peated, we know hot still, but chocolate malt is unique.
Well, this is something Talsa said to me on the way down here as well. You know, it's one of them things that you just don't really see a great deal of.
Yep.
So I think in itself, just having anything that has a chocolate-based malt in it is going to be kind of special, a wee bit different. The malt we produce is like a 10% chocolate malt, but that 10% makes an incredible difference to the base spirit that we're putting in.
If you've ever done any craft brewing, you know that there's a tiny little bit of spice goes a long way, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. So yeah, like I said, it's not a huge portion of chocolate malt, but it makes a big difference to
it does. Very, very good. Now, if we talk about the future, you said 2024 is when you want to release your real whiskey?
It's the very end of 2024 is when the first of our spirit becomes 5 years old.
Right. Legally, you could do it after 3 years. That's the question.
Yeah, precisely. But Gareth, the owner, was very strict, saying that he wanted to do a minimum of 5 years.
Okay.
You know yourself, people aren't maybe overly interested in sort of 3 year.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're aiming for a minimum of 5 year. And obviously we're going to pass that off with the intention of keeping a lot of that spirit over and try and run those years a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, fingers crossed, end of 2024. May well be early 2025 before we actually have something in the bottle, but that's the aim.
That'd be great. Copeland, why that name?
Well, we are based in Donaghadee, County Down, and just off of the shore there is the Copeland Islands.
Ah, okay. That talks about my ignorance about geography of Ireland.
Man, I wouldn't know if I didn't live there myself. So,
okay.
The Copeland Islands are out there. It was kind of just taken from that name. There's a lot of really cool history out there, whether it be smuggling through the Copeland Islands or American history with John Paul Jones and the War of Independence. Kind of the father of the American Navy had a decisive naval battle just off of there.
Okay.
The port was actually a big deal back in the late 19th century. So there's a lot of history there. We're actually in a building that's well over 100 years old. We still have some of the original stone walls and everything. Hell of a time trying to get it demoisturized or whatever it would be called, dehydrated, whatever.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, lots of good history. But yeah, the Copeland Islands are just out there. That's what's
Okay, I did not know that. Now talk a little bit about your kit. You have double or triple distillation.
So all of our stuff is double distilled.
Right.
We have a 600-liter Arnold Holstein wash still and a 500-liter spirit still.
Fairly small.
Fairly small.
All right, yeah. So you have to do 3 runs to get 1 cask filled, at least.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, pretty much.
It's actually 4, but don't worry. All right, just doing the math in my head there, and that's a bourbon barrel standard. It's not a sherry butter or anything like that. Okay, very, very small. So your capacity as a distillery is...
We do have like a hybrid still as well.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a hybrid pot with a column.
Yep.
So that's what we do all our gin distillation
Yep.
on as well.
Okay.
And originally that's what we were doing the whiskey on.
All right.
Yeah. Before the two bottles came in, it was a slow process. It was very, very small.
Yeah, very, very small.
And are there plans to actually expand that, or are you going to stick at that size?
Well, there may or may not be some plans. I don't know.
What? To be announced in the near future, but not here.
Things have ramped up quite significantly
Yes.
in regards to sort of, our product range, our sales,
Yeah.
the places we're getting our foot in through the door in regards to countries and
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff. So, I mean, things are ramping up really, really quickly.
Yeah.
With that in mind, I would like to think that there's plans in
Okay.
place to...
One of the last questions I always like to ask, where do you personally see Irish whiskey in 10 years from now?
In a very good spot.
But it's in a very good spot now.
Even better.
Even
Yeah,
better.
I think this is just a start.
No, it's very exciting.
This is just the start, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, very, very good. How do we find out about you online? www.
CopelandDistillery.com.
Okay.
All of our socials, Copeland Distillery.
And do you have a cask program?
We do. It's very limited at this point. We released 125 casks
Okay.
to the public. But at the minute, I believe there's actually only 5 left.
Oh, okay.
So time's running out in that one.
Yeah.
We do have a cask program, but like I said, very nearly now.
I have 8 different casks in Ireland. I might need a 9th and a 10th. Who knows? All right.
You got to pick up there because we're running out of time.
Hey,
We'll sort this
next
out.
week.
We'll sort
Next
it
week. Next week. Very, very good. Yes. All right. So it seems to have you're having fun at the distillery doing that. What's your job at the distillery?
We are both distillers.
You are both the distillers. All right. Excellent.
Somehow we find ourselves in front of the camera.
Yes. Okay. And that's why you don't
we're
like
so
being
awkward.
Yes.
Exactly.
That was the best ending ever, right?
Yes.
Whiskey Jason, over and out. Bye bye.